Who the F is that? Go and peep who's at your door. It's your girl Max. Go grab yourself some snacks. Sit back and relax, cause you effing it up at Max. You effing it up at Max, yeah. Hey. One. YouTube family. YouTube brethren them. YouTube people them. First of all, let's address this elephant in the room. Me with my fast self, yeah. Before we start the video, I say, alright, my lip them feeling dry. I'm going to the bathroom, I see this lip thing, but we did think say lip gloss. I mean, it belongs to my daughter, yeah, my younger daughter, not the big one, the younger one. Anyway, so I'm going there and say, alright, let me try this. We just want to look a colour upon my lip, not too much. As you can see the results, I put on the thing, it was dry and matte. I gloss it over with my Hello Kitty oil, and I still not like it. It's too much. So right now, before we even start the video, I have to wipe this off, because I would like to drink some water. I know I messed up with this. Yeah. It shows that I don't wear makeup, guys. I hate makeup. And I don't, yeah. It was very dry. So I put the gloss on it thinking that it will make things better, but it just... And it's a very staining lip thing. Because I notice when my daughter wears it, I usually see stains on my light switch and the sink. Any which part she go, stain left behind. So yeah, I'm not on this stainy lip. Well, and I finished my wipes. I have facial wipes, but they finish. Coming somewhat back to normal. Wow, that was horrible. That's what you get for touching things that don't belong to you. Leave people things alone. Yeah, that's a lesson to everybody. Yeah, you see how you end up looking if you trouble people things. Yeah, don't trouble people things, then you're alright. This is what I use, guys. Or just plain liquid gloss. Awesome. This was too much. Anyway, I'm here to finish off yesterday's story. Okay, remember, sir, we're just going back to school after the summer. I am, what do you call it? Getting introduced to my new school. It's an induction day, whatever they want to call it. I don't remember what they call it back then. Yeah, but it was a day that you don't have school. You just go there to learn about the school, see the school, know which part your form class is going to be, meet your form teacher. So, really thirsty, guys. Excuse me. Excuse my manners. My galas. My everything else. But me hungry. I'm hungry now. Me hungry too. But me thirsty. I don't know what the temperature is today, but it's another hot day in the UK. Alright, so, excuse me. I get to find out, say, my friends from the past are back. Yes. There was Margaret and Marion. Those two in particular. I knew other people, but these two were my girls from Connaught days. So, and plus, I miss Sandra Johnson. I never did get to link her back to school. But in adult life, I ended up seeing her sister. I never ever saw her. And her sister, the other sister, was the one that was with me when I was attacked. Jackie. But their big sister Marcia is the one who I saw later on in life. But anyway, I'm going off topic, like I always do. Because when I start talking about certain parts of my life, I have to bring everybody that was in that mix at the time. And Sandra was one of those people. Even though she didn't go green school, she was still part of our crew. So anyway, Margaret, Marion. So we all realised that we're in the same school, going crazy in the playground. They meet Jackie. Denise Skinner was also there, so everyone was excited, even though me and Denise weren't really friends. But it's not as if there was anything going on yet, but beef became beef proper. later on down, maybe a few months later down, and then from then onwards. But before that, never really liked the girl. I never really in the spirit in the tech to her. So I used to just tolerate her because she's around next people that I knew and we had mutual friends. But she used to have some little idiot laugh, and she used to have some little idiot fucking lines that she used to try and say and try and throw word on me and all those kind of things and try and embarrass me and those kind of things. I never like her, man. I never like her. Anyway, so we got to find out that we was in the same form class also because we had to line up. So the foregone people came out. Remember yesterday I was trying to remember what it's called, the megathon, the megathon. You know, the mega thing, yeah, the mega on, whatever them call it, yeah. Why have I forgotten the name of it again as soon as I come here today? It's so annoying. But you know, that cone thing that people shout through, yeah, that. I don't know why it keeps coming out of my head and then coming back in and coming out of my head. It's probably because I don't usually have to speak about one of them things. But yeah, they came out, they shouted out for us all to hush up basically and listen. And that we was going to get called by forms if you hear your name and listen out for the letter that comes at the end of your name. Like say in my instance they say Lauren Bent and then they say G, and they will say Margaret Williams G. They would say yeah. So like they were just saying everyone's names and like we had to be really quiet so that people could hear and then shift to where they had to go. So when everyone was in order now, I get to find out that all my girls in my class, well Jackie Brown wasn't in my class, but Margaret Marion in my class. Denise wasn't in my class either. Denise and Jackie became very good friends. Yeah, let's put it that way. She wasn't really my friend, but she became good friends with Jackie. So because we was all a crew, it's like everyone had their own close person. Mine was Margaret, yeah. Me and Margaret was from Connaught days, yeah. And then Marion was Margaret too. So me, Marion, and Margaret. But me and Margaret have our own little thing, and then Marion and Margaret have their own little thing when they're together as friends. And but we all come together, so we're all friends still, yeah. So it's a big clique of us. We used to call ourselves the Seven Sisters in the end because there was 7 of us. I'll get to that when I'm more near to that age. That's when I was 16, almost leaving school. But yeah, let me get back to first day. So yeah, in this school called Green School, Walthamstow Senior High, they had a new building and an old building when we started there. So they started off with the tour. So we had to come around the front of the school, like where we had entered into the gates to come into the school. At the front of the school, you can see the old building over to the side there. And as you walk up the road, I don't go off the topic, but as you're walking up the road towards the school, where the school begins, on the corner here, there's a big flower bed, like and it like goes around the corner of a road. That's where the caretaker, or some other places they call it janitor, but the caretaker of the school lived in the house that was like on the first part of the school, on the corner there. Then so you pass that now and you come in and there's big gates at the front. You come in the 2 gates. There was always another 2 gates down further down, but they always had a big lock on them. And they used to open those gates. But I don't remember them seeing them open. And even when I went back into history to look at some of the pictures, there always seems to be a lock on them gates. But yeah, so the old building, behind the old building, there was a big Greek theatre. So it's like when they took us around to tour in the old building, it's coming like a one tower. Like when you go in, the stairs were spiral, and the way they had to tour, they toured by each class. So like us in Form G, we would go up, and like when we're going up, there's another class coming down. It's like we were doing like synchronated, passing each other and dancing kind of thing on the stairs. Yeah, so that was kind of dangerous because they were spiral stairs, like I said, and they weren't very wide to take us up to the old building. There was, I think they used to do art up there. There was a little art studio up there. We used to do religious education up there, RE. And some other lessons that they told us go on in there. And there's something going on down the bottom part, I can't remember what it was. But around the back now, the Greek theatre, that was not really used for anything. But it was part of the school. So it's just a big art feature of the school. It's famous up till now, they still talk about it, and I think it's still on the school now. Proper original from Roman days. It's the real theatre. It's just when the school was built, like over the years, that Roman theatre stayed there. The Greek theatre, what I want to call it, stayed there. The big stadium with the Send them to the lions, off with his head. Yeah, the big papa that was in our school. That comes into some of my stories later on. Girls used to go around there to smoke. People used to go around there to jump the fence to go through the graveyard, because behind there now, behind our school, was a graveyard. I will tell you some stories about when I grew up in that graveyard, yeah. But right now we're just getting the tour. So me and my girls, we're just looking around thinking, wow, this is massive. And this is just the old building. We didn't even get into the new building yet. And this wasn't even the old building. It was just like a tower part of the old building. And round about there, they had the big theatre. So then we come back around now, and then we're going to the old building. It's like a big entrance and a corridor that just goes way down. Like if you wear them clippity shoes, you were here when everyone's in class. Like as you go along, there was an office here, obviously the school office, and then next to the office, there was behind a wall, there was a mirror that was on the wall, and then there was a cloakroom, like just an open cloakroom where you just hang your coats and your bags and stuff. And then over this way, there was another corridor going down there with classrooms, and plus that corridor led to the dining hall. So that was a long skinny corridor going that way, a long corridor going this way, and then staircases would branch off, like you go through doors to branch off to staircases, and then some of those staircases would lead you to the new building. So it's like as we went around and we learnt the school, and they were telling us about different parts of the school, me and my girls were always looking at each other thinking about, oh my gosh, especially when we went through the hall, because in the dining hall there is, when it's not used for dining, there is a big stage where basically you'd put on shows or people get their awards or this at the other. It's just a big hall, yeah, that stage. Me and my girls in that stage. So anyway, from there you go through some flat doors and it will take you round to another part that will take you to the new building, where we get to see a carpeted building. This is the same building that I told you earlier on in some of my stories that I want to tell you about, the flapping doors and running, and some of my favourite teachers. One of my teachers was at this school, and we done the same thing with the flapping doors, and we got chased down in the corridor, and that was peak because it was exam time, so it was meant to be quiet, and yeah. Anyway, I'll tell you about that story another time. So, because we don't even know about that these things are going to happen. We're just learning the school right now. We're just all new. Everybody's new. It's first day of school. It's not even first day of school. It's just intro day. So today is going to be our year, which is year 4. And tomorrow will be year 5 and 6, because they already know the school because they were here the year before. So they're basically just coming in to be there without us new ones there, because the reason why we came in without them, because we're new. So they want us to just get used to the school, not be worried about bigger kids that are going to be in there and being intimidated or anything like that. And plus, you know, they just wanted to put all their attention on us. And the school is a big school, so it's a big tour. So yeah, because we even had lunch as well. Even though we was only staying there till 1 o'clock, they let us have lunch, and it's after lunch that we leave. Basically, we go back to our formal classes, get our timetables and stuff like that, and talk to the teachers for a bit, and you know, discuss anything that we're worried about or anything that we don't remember, and things that we're going to need on actual starting of school. And yeah, so me and my friend then, we already had our little plan then for squeegee off, because the tour was getting long and we wanted to like look at certain things ourselves, like the Greek theatre. We wanted to go back around there, yeah, because we wanted to check out exactly what going on, because they didn't really like walk us around in there. They just showed us it quickly, briefly. We stood to the side, looked at it from a distance. So yeah, so we squeeged it off now. It's like tap each other and then tap the other one. And until all of us was gone, yeah. All of us was gone for the tour. And we went back round the back and we was there and we was examining the place like. And then Marion smoked. Margaret never smoked, but she tried one. Path didn't like it. Jackie, same. Denise didn't try it because Denise was an athlete. She used to do athletics. And then me, we done something around, bought a cigarette. So yeah, that was over. We you know what I mean? You know, teenagers already trying to do something exciting and trying to, you know, be rebellious. But no one went really on the cigarette thing, so that's for that. So that's when we climbed up. Like we went into the stadium, pretended that we were Greek people for a while, and the Romans and so on, talking about off your head and dashing people down into the thing, and acting like lions are coming out, doing all kind of bullshit. And then as we climbed up the steps, because like as I said, the seats go up and up and up like a real arena. It's not even like, it is a real arena. So the seats went up high and all the way around. When we got to the top seat, we could see that there was a graveyard. We said, what is this? So we live on up here and we have a school. Yeah. So we was all thinking to ourselves, we wanna see where this graveyard leads to. But we didn't know how to get over there. It's later on in school, like in school life, when we meet other students that know certain things and that are professional bonkers from school. They're always, the skunk school, them always, you know, dip out of class and disappear. Yeah, when we start back up with them kind of people there, because we are going to link up with those kind of people. As we get to know new people and get new friends, yeah, it's going to be crazy. So we're going to get to find out how to get into the graveyard. But this day in particular, we were just looking and we just knew it was there, so we clocked that. Remembering the Greek arena. So now we go back in now and try to find the rest of the people then and the rest of the students. And we didn't know where no one was, so we're walking around in the old building. Meanwhile, they were in the new building, but we didn't remember how to get the connection back to the new building, and was just walking around and like proper. One time we went and sat in a classroom, an empty classroom, and just sitting there talking and saying maybe they'll come back this way. When they come back, we'll just hop on the back and like we'll hide and just jump out and then carry on walking. No man, we were sitting there for ages. No one didn't come looking for us, so we went round now. And we see everybody out in the playground again. So when we come out there, they asked us where we'd been, and this and everyone. We explained to them that we wanted to go to the toilet, and we didn't know where the toilets were. And she said, the teacher was like, so it took so many of you to go to the toilet. We was like, well, all of us wanted to go. We all wanted to go, so it's, you know what I mean? We don't know each other. We acted like we didn't know each other. So the only person I know is her. Like these lot were acting like they didn't know anyone apart from whoever they were with. But yeah, they just told us what we had missed, and then we had to get back into line. And then after that, we went to lunch. At lunch now, there were sandwiches and all kind of rubbish food, nothing really exciting. So once again, we dipped off again. We didn't want lunch. We dipped out again. And then we went around to the new building now, because we never saw everything. And that's when we got to find out that the doors flat backwards and forwards, that the classrooms had carpet, that the desks were nice in this new building. We was just cock off in there like we was in a youth centre. We was just all sitting in there jamming and chilling and eating sweetie and stuff and making bare noise. You know, us young teenage girls already, especially young teenage black girls, we are kind of loud, banging the table, banging out beats and rapping, doing the most, making bare noise, forgetting that we're in school, yeah. And then all of a sudden, the door fly open. What are you doing in here? Some teacher called Mr. Stone. I was like, no one had an answer. And he just marched us all out of there. And that's when we got to meet and really up close and personal Miss Moffat. That was the head teacher of the school. Miss Moffat's got a stammer, yeah. Miss Moffat is going to be jokes later on down the line when we start school properly, and us same 5 that was there that day are going to be in front of her again, and it's going to be peak. But on this day, she let us off because once again, she says we're new, but we shouldn't be in there. And the man was there trying to, all steaming and puffing and blowing, and so they were banging on tables, insubordination, running off all these things to the teacher, and she just held her hand up at him. Okay, Mr. Stone, thank you, I'll take it from here. Shame. Why are you so pressed? Like, calm down. Heel flying everywhere, nostrils flaring, like... She didn't even care that we was banging on tables and saying about. She wasn't even listening to nothing that he was saying. She was just trying to explain to us not to like disappear from the rest of the crowd. We were to all stick together, and just in case there was a fire drill, we wouldn't know what to do, wouldn't know how to get out of school, this, that, the other. So you can't like leave the procession. You have to always stay with the guide, the tour guide, and we're to stay. And then she asks us how we like it so far, and she's looking forward to being our headmistress and looking forward for us to being good students at her school and representing Walthamstow Senior High in a good way. And we was like, yes, miss. But meantime, when she attacked, she did and it was taking ages. for her to just say those few words that I just said right out to you all. She did on some stammering thing. And yeah, there's going to be a time when we will get called in front of her, yeah. Best believe. Could we hold our laugh? I'm going to hold that story. But yeah, so we got the tour of the school. We all got our things together, got our timetable, went to lunch, left. When we came out now, because we're all big and grown, before we just go our yard, we decided to go out and store market, yeah? So, me, Margaret, Marion, Jackie, and Denise. But there was someone else, and I can't remember who it was. Someone else that lives in the direction. Margaret and I live down this door, yeah? But we was all just down the market. Yeah, we was all going down the market to get lunch. Even though they had lunch just now at school, but none of us ate nothing. We all took dessert though. We all ate the cake, but nobody wanted the food. We didn't want none of the sandwiches. We didn't want none of the hot food that they had. Some next nastiness. If anybody remembers school dinners from back in the day, they used to smell like hospital food. It was just disgusting. We don't want that. Yeah, we'd rather wait till we go to my yard before we eat any of that. Or if we have money in our pocket, we go to the shop. And that's what we all done. We all had money in our pockets. And we all went to McDonald's. And McDonald's is on Whole Street still. So when we come off of Churchill Road and we're going across to the market, we just bus onto Whole Street, get the McDonald's. Then we came around Walthamstow Central. And we bus back to the market. Now, we was walking down the market, yeah. But when we went down Walthamstow Central, there's a Selborne way. There's these bushes, yeah. They're like berry bushes. You don't eat the berries, they're meant to be poisonous. But enough people used to pick them and eat them. I remember enough little white picnic used to yam them and just pick them off and eat them. Never wash them or nothing. But me and my brethren them, we pick them to throw at people or to throw at each other, yeah. Because they're tiny little berries, like you can get the red ones, or there's like little black, like black berries, like, but they're really tiny and round, yeah. Almost like a little I don't know if anybody knows millions. The sweet's called millions, like them. They're called round balls. But these were berries, really small like that. And if you throw them from a distance and you hit you, it stings, man. It hurts, yeah. So we had hands full of those because we was already throwing them at each other. From Walthamstow Central, we was throwing these berries at each other. So we went down the market now. We continued our foolishness, innit? We was throwing them at each other. And then we're passing people and like, we throw the berry and then turn your head like, you don't know where it came from, you know what I mean? So it's passing, yeah. But I was trying my berries at Margaret and Marion, yeah. And they were running past this woman with her baby. And Marion was holding on to the woman. Like this, you know when you go behind the person and you go like this to try and block yourself. She held on to the woman. And then there's me and then they're throwing the berries over the woman and trying to get Marion. And when we let go, well not we, when Marion spanned the woman and let go, the woman started chasing us, yeah. She got a baby in the pushchair, yeah. Toddler, like about 2 years old or 3, 2, whatever, toddler, yeah. So it's in a toddler pushchair, yeah. We were running for the market, weaving and dodging people, yeah. And this woman was chasing us, running with the pushchair, guys. She was running the pushchair, coming, yeah. So this one, she must give up soon, yeah. So we bust off into the side road, off of the market. We went down Erskine Road. That's one of our favourite roads. We always bust off onto Erskine Road because around the back parts there, Marion's house is around one of them roads off of Erskine Road, yeah. So we was trying to bust off and divert and run to Marion's there. We was running on Erskine Road. Everyone bust the corner, ran on Erskine Road. Everyone looking behind themselves to see. The woman bust the corner onto Erskine Road. The woman was still chasing us, guys. She was chasing non-stop because, for one, my girl held on to her like this and was swinging her around, yeah. For two, we was dashing berries all around her. She got her picnic in the pushchair, yeah. For three, she wants to get us. She wants to get us. We just legged it, man. We were running and running and running till we got to Marion's yard, got in there, lock up door, because Marion's mum's at work in it, so we all up in there quiet, yeah. Because no one allowed in Marion's yard. We all know Marion's mother too. We are not allowed in her house, but on this occasion, we all piled in there, knowing that my woman is not home. She's not home. Mummy is not home. Marion let us in. We all piled in the house. And the woman, I don't know where the woman went because we just diverted into Marian's yard, yo. But that was hilarious. Now, we ain't even started school yet and we're already getting into flipping foolishness. But yeah, so that was my introductory day, guys. Started off great, apart from us really trying to be mischievous, just to be all back together now. Because we used to get up to some things in Connaught too. Yeah, but I didn't even get into those stories because, like I said, things happened back in those days, and then yeah, I had to leave, and my life just changed. But yeah, for them to be back in my life, it was amazing, and the jokes began, and school was the best. Green school was the best time of my life in school. I loved Walthamstow Senior High because my girls were there, and yeah. And you know my yard already, I mean, I like to be at home. So anytime it was holidays like Easter holiday or half term, I decided I used to be vexed because I have to wait how long to see my friends because I love school. There's people that hate school, but no, I loved going to school. It's my house I didn't want to be in. Yeah, because my life at home was not happy. But when I go to school, it's my happiest time. My friends were the bestest friends. We are going to have some fun things to tell you about in my stories. Chai is just ringing up both my phones. I need to call him. His birthday in 2 days. My son Chai. His birthday is on 28. On that note, I really hope you enjoyed this story. Yeah, that woman. I never forget her. I wonder what her child is like now and how old her child will be now. Because we were like 15 and child was 2, 3. So I'm 56 now. We're 15 and 2, 3. About over 10 years of it. So he's probably in their 40s now. Their mum was an athlete, yeah. Shout out to your mum, yeah. That toddler from Walthamstow that was getting run down with his mum in a pushchair, yeah. Boy, you won't remember anyway, but it was hilarious. Your mum is a champion. I'm gonna go now, guys. I shall see you in my next video. Remember to like, comment. Please comment, because I like to get feedback. And subscribe, only if you want to. Share it now. Talk to you soon.
And up and max, yeah. Make sure you come back, yeah, for some more chat, yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, do all of that. I see you later.